The contest invitation. They came with a comet. Sleek, black crafts carving fire across Earth's upper atmosphere like ink bleeding into glass. The world governments scrambled jets, and satellites blinked out like dead stars. But it was not a war fleet. Not yet. The message came in a language that no one spoke and everyone understood. A voice, as vast as galaxies and as cold as interstellar dark, spoke 3 words. Bring your champion. It was a challenge and there were rules. No weapons, no armies. One mind versus another. A riddle contest. If Earth won, the Void Empress and her endless armada would leave the galaxy in peace. If Earth lost, enslavement, extinction, or worse. World leaders gathered, argued, wept. Minds declined. Religious leaders prayed. Linguists and puzzle masters were tested, interviewed, rejected. No one could match the Empress. Except me. I'm Samir Patel. Born in Mumbai. High school teacher. Bit of a smartass. And for reasons still being studied, the only human brain the Empress's scanners couldn't predict. Maybe it was my childhood filled with ancient riddles. Maybe it was the chaos of my humor. Maybe I was just dumb enough to confuse an alien god. Either way, I was Earth's last hope. To a throne of stars. They brought me aboard the Citadel of Silence, a floating world carved from obsidian and lit by blue suns caged in brass. The Empress's throne room was larger than any city I'd seen. Her court were living shadows in shimmering void silk. And at the center she sat, her throne a dark star, her hair a nebula flowing behind her. The Void Empress. Her face was almost human. But her eyes held collapsing galaxies. Her skin shimmered with entropy. She wore nothing but light and pride. You are small, she said in a voice that was inside my skull. But I sense mischief. Intriguing. About. Your Highness of the Heat Death, I'm here to riddle. The court gasped. Very well, she smiled, leaning forward. 3 riddles each. Fail one, and you belong to me. He nodded. Let's begin. 3. The first riddle. Her voice rippled with power. I am the child of chaos and memory. I can build worlds or end them. I never sleep, and yet I dream. What am I? Blinked. The court waited. Easy, I said. Imagination. Was. Then her smile widened. Correct, she said. Your turn, mortal. I stepped forward. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I? Was. An echo, she answered. We were even. But I saw something in her gaze. Amusement. This was sport to her. Not war. Not diplomacy. For the second riddle. She stood, floating inches above the ground. Her voice darkened. I am born in the instant you betray. I grow when you justify. I die only with truth. What am I? I felt the weight of it. Guilt. Shame. Closer. But what grows when you lie and dies with truth? Deception, I said finally. She stared for a long moment. Correct. She didn't smile this time. My turn again, I said, trying to hide the tremble in my hands. I'm always running, but I never move. You can't hold me, but you can waste me. I'm not money, but I'm often spent. What am I? She didn't blink. Time. Decide. Course. She'd lived through collapsing universes. Course she'd no time. The final riddle. She descended to the floor, her shadow stretching across light years. Her final riddle came not as words, but as a presence in my mind. Images. Feelings. Psychic flood. What is the one thing no being can own, but all seek to take? Defines love, fuels war. and vanishes when you claim it. It echoed like thunder in my bones. I saw empires rise and fall. I saw lovers broken by it, tyrants chasing it, children crying for it. What can't be owned, but everyone tries to. Freedom, I whispered. She froze. Then for the first time the Empress laughed. Not cruelly, not mockingly, but deeply, almost fondly. You are strange, she said. And correct. Her court dissolved into mist. The stars outside pulsed. It is your turn, she said. And I knew I had to end it here. I had to beat her, not match her, trick her. So I offered the oldest riddle I knew. Paradox. I never was, am always to be. No one ever saw me, nor ever will. And yet I am the hope of all humanity. What am I? She tilted her head. A trick. No, I said. A classic. Silence fell across the citadel. Paste. Her body split into 1,000 silhouettes. She whispered to herself in the tongues of dead stars. And then she smiled. But her eyes showed the smallest crack of frustration. Tomorrow, she said. The answer is, tomorrow. Correct, I said. But you took too long. Her court gasped. I was bluffing. There was no time limit. But for a second, just a second, she'd hesitated. And she knew it. You dare bend the rules? She asked. I dare survive, I replied. The silence deepened. And then to my shock she bowed. You have bested me, she said. I honor the pact. 6. Terms and conditions. Surprise engagement. As I turned to leave, she raised a hand. The doors to the Star Throne slammed shut. One final clause, she said. My stomach tightened. What now? She stepped closer. You won. You outwitted me. In my culture that makes you acceptable. Acceptable. As a mate. Blinked. Wait. What? She leaned in. I have ruled for eons. All suitors have failed. You did not. By law of the tenfold moons, you are now my betrothed. What then? No. That wasn't part of the deal. She shrugged, galaxies whirling behind her. You should have read the fine print. 7. Back on Earth, sort of. They returned me to Earth with much ceremony, and a tiny black ring around my wrist that pulsed whenever she thought of me. Which was often. World leaders celebrated. I was the man who saved humanity. There were parades, awards, offers for book deals and interviews. But in the quiet moments she spoke. Not in words. In visions. In dreams. Her court sent invitations. Golden ships arriving with cosmic invitations scented with solar winds and starlight. Join her at the Moon Pavilion for tea. Attend her masquerade beneath the wormhole gardens. Witness the birth of a baby black hole. I refused. First. But curiosity is a powerful thing. Tea with the Empress. The first time I visited again, she had changed. Or maybe I had. She greeted me not with fanfare, but with 2 steaming cups of violet tea and a riddle. What binds no chain but holds all close? Love, I said without hesitation. She smiled. You're learning. I won't lie, she fascinated me. Her cruelty hid kindness. Her pride masked millennia of loneliness. She asked me questions about Earth. Our jokes, our stories, our dreams. I told her about Bollywood. She wept at a movie where a dog waited 10 years for its owner. I taught her sarcasm. She nearly destroyed a moon from laughter. 9. The engagement question. One evening, as we floated on a lake of stardust, she asked quietly, Would you truly have me, Samir Patel? I looked at her. Not as a goddess, not as a threat, but as someone aching to be known. I don't know, I said honestly. I didn't plan to date a universe-conquering empress. She nodded. But you did plan to defeat one. That part, yes. We sat in silence. I won't force you, she said. But the offer stands. Eternity is lonely. I reached out, touched her hand. Warm. Real. I'll think about it, I said. She smiled. Then I'll wait.